Ungrateful Beings, it's a bit kind of a provocative title, let's say, because parents are often using this word to trigger a guilt in a child, which I think it's very problematic, and it a bit irritates me because I don't know why children should be ungrateful. They should be, or why they should be grateful. They should be grateful to being born in the world. And the other thing is that I see that this title mirrors somehow important topic in this film, which is manipulative behavior of adults towards children.
Hi.
Hi.
Where are you going, Dennis? We go just for a ride.
Bye, Daddy.
I don't agree with their behavior, but at the same time, I totally understand their despair. I'm critical, but I have empathical relationship towards my character. And this is actually something that was kind of trigger me how to expose drama in this story, that you are all the time in a position of why they are doing that. I don't agree with the position, but then you question yourself, if I would be in the same position, shouldn't be I doing I'll be desperate in the same way, so maybe I can also be doing some things that are totally crazy, or I totally don't agree with them. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that generates the main drama in the film. It's a very sensitive subject, so our approach was like I talked with doctors, with friends, and that I knew that had years ago something very similar. But I was all the time trying to find something that I would more understand the character of Clara. And then my friend showed me her diaries from that time when she was at the same age as character of Clara is in the film, and she was battling with eating disorder. And she sent me a part of her diaries, and that was something very touching for me. It also opened me, or I actually realized how strong could the message sequences could be in the film. I actually realized that this is the very important moment in the film where, where actually also parents and the viewer kind of realize what's really happening inside of her head, or all the messages in the film are mirroring also problems of parents, or they are kind of coping what were their own failures. So in that sense of getting known what's really happening inside of Clara, what's the problem actually, what she's coping with, I think are these scenes very important for me, because she's kind of she opens to us and to parents like totally. So I think that there we can get to the core of a problem, or at least core to the feeling of what she's living in that moment. In the situation where, for example, in the dynamic in the family where someone is very, very ill and parents are 100% focusing only on one child, they're usually forgetting about the second child. And he's the one who is actually like a ghost in the family, but everyone are forgetting about him. So he's not doing like the last thing in the film. He's not doing because of malice, but it's just kind of a screaming for help or kind of showing that he's there, that he would like to have attention as well in the family. And also like dramaturgically wise, for me was super important then, let's say from the middle of the film and then for another 20-30 minutes I was even putting him off the film because I wanted the viewer to feel actually to forget about him, you know, to be in the same position as actually parents are for forgetting about him. They are not, you know, because they are so concentrated into one only action, which is like trying to save their daughter's life. And then I thought that this is interesting because it could trigger the viewer as well with a certain guilt, like why I forgot about him, you know, that the film it's doing, that film it's putting viewer in the position of parents. So that was interesting for me. There is a tonal shift in the story from this vivid, beautiful locations of Croatia and then shift to darker tone of the film. But what was important for me was that the genre shouldn't change. You know, I was a bit afraid, or I was thinking when I was preparing the film, I knew that there could be a trap that that the second part of the film could be kind of a social realismus or something like that. And I was thinking about how we should use the film language, how we are using atmospheres, film atmospheres in the first part of the movie that are connected with the main characters, but we should be using them in the same way. They would have totally different tonal shift than in the first part, but they are there. They are part of the same code of the film. So that was super important for me to have it in the first part and in the second part, so the film is in that way coherent, and there is not a shift of genre, but it's just a tonal shift, which I think it's interesting. My first regular film, family film, had a premiere in San Sebastian in New Directors Competition, which was for me super important, and it also opened me a lot of possibilities to work to present the film in the world or in the other festivals, and also kind of started my career. So yeah, so for me this is super important place, and I'm super happy that I can present Ungrateful Beings here.